Happy Earth Day, everyone. Earth Day 2023. Wow. Well, anyway, this is my clay divinatory geomancy divinatory tray. And yesterday I prepared us for a little oracle, and I drew the oracle this morning, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it today. It's a very generic oracle, but I sort of use a combination of classic geomantic procedure and the Enochian elemental magic earth of earth. And then we see our Nanta and Osank Enochian angels right in the middle of that pentagram. And to activate the board, prior to my little ritual this morning, I drew the invoking pentagram of spirit passive for first, and then the invoking pentagram of earth in preparation before I did the call. And after I did the call, I randomly, I don't know if you can see very well, but in those segments there, I randomly poked with my sharpened wand there, random number of little dots, and I counted those dots and formulated 4 mother figures out of those 16 cells of dots. And from those 4 mothers, well, I'll show you in a minute. But first, I'm going to do something that I do every year, so you've probably heard this before, but because it's Earth Day, I would be remiss if I didn't share it with you again. This was my foreword to my friend John Michael Greer's wonderful book, The Art and Practice of Geomancy, Divination, Magic, and Earth Wisdom of the Renaissance. Excellent book. Also, an excellent book in which I will be referring to a little later today. And it's the one that I actually use the most. It's my sort of geomantic workhorse thing. Is a wonderful book by Stephen Skinner. Now, I know many of you are familiar with the work of Stephen Skinner. He is one of the, he's a world treasure in esoteric literature. And I just noticed that on the cover is sort of a tray similar to mine. This is a sort of a new edition of this. And I just picked up the new edition just recently, and I didn't even notice that he's got sort of a clay tray similar to what I use there on the cover. But anyway, I'm going to be referring to this in a moment too. But first of all, an ode. Seek earth, and heaven shall be added unto you. And that's a quote by Francis Bendick. From an article called The Earth in the Equinox. I love the earth. The driver pretended he didn't hear me. From the moment he collected me at the airport in Bristol, he allowed me to sit silently and be seduced by the charm and splendor of southwest England's green and pleasant pastures. Radstock, near Bath, in Somerset, was my destination. It was an area of the UK I never visited before, so I had no idea how long I'd be able to savor my chauffeured religious experience. Never had I seen so many shades of green in my life. It felt like I was living inside the swelling phrases of Blake's great national hymn, Jerusalem. A countenance divine did indeed shine forth upon these clouded hills. This was heaven on earth. No, this was heaven of earth. I rolled down the window and inhaled the perfume of grass and soil warmed by the sun of mid-July. I love the earth, I said again, this time under my breath. I closed my eyes as if to take a snapshot of the moment, and was surprised to feel a tear burst over my lower lash of my right eye and coolly evaporate in the wind as it ran down my cheek. I assure you, in my jaded heart, such sensitive moments are a rarity, and usually occur only after the fleeting seconds that follow the first and second sip of a late afternoon martini. This day's rapture was most likely induced by the stress and debauchery of visiting 5 countries in 7 days, and the realization that after this lecture I'd be returning home to my own bed. Whatever the cause, I was drunk on earth, and wished the driver would stop the car that I might stretch out in the field and soak the verdant ground with my tears of love. The mental image of such an awkward and unseemly act immediately erased such daydreams. But for the first time in my life, I realized deep down to the very core of my soul that the earth is a living, breathing, conscious being, an intelligence, a goddess. And that I was her child, my flesh, her soil and mantle, my blood, her rivers and streams and seas, my bones, her stones and mountains, my heartbeat, her molten core, my soul one with her soul. What more palpable deity could humanity seek? What God more wonderful, more worthy of our awe, our gratitude, our prayers? We must certainly honor the sun as the ultimate source of light and life, but without earth to reflect the solar glory, without earth and her manifold creatures, Sol Invictus would remain eternally a god unworshipped. Moreover, is not the earth herself sunlight made manifest? Earth is the climax of spirit's descent into matter, the magical lowest low that contains not only the spark of the highest high, but everything else in between. Earth is the alchemical laboratory that transmutes light into life. Earth is the crowning finale of creation, and we are conscious creatures of the earth. As such, you and I possess, we embody the secret of spirit's return to Godhead. As it is written in the Emerald Tablet of Hermes, that one only thing after God is the Father of all things in the universe, and its power is perfect after it has been united to a spiritus earth. It's humanity's most ancient and self-evident fact of life. The sun is our father, the earth is our mother. And no matter how gender-neutral our culture may strive to become, it is the mother who first hears our cries. It is the mother who first responds to our needs. It is the mother who first answers our questions. How ironic it is, then, as we grow into headstrong youngsters, we become less and less inclined to listen to the voice of our mother. As hormone-blinded adolescents, we embarrassedly shun her counsel and ridicule her prophetic warnings regarding the dire consequences of our short-sightedness and foolish behavior. As self-absorbed young adults, we shut out our minds completely to the possibility that she could in any way understand what our life is like, or what is or is not in our best interest. It is not until we've reached a significant level of maturity that we realize that we've been blessed since birth with our own personal omniscient oracle, one whose unconditional love is for us beyond all human comprehension. For centuries, the art of geomancy has been a proper and respectful means by which we, as children of the earth, purposefully affirm our recognition of the earth as a living intelligence, capable of answering our questions. The techniques and apparatus have varied from century to century, culture to culture, but its oracular vocabulary of 16 geometric figures, each made up of 1 or 2 dots neatly stacked 4 high, have remained constant. And that's not the end of the foreword. I go on. I ramble on. But I want to share with you this morning's oracle. Now, somebody, one of my Facebook friends, commented, I think yesterday or today, that they've never had much luck with geomancy. And I've got to confess that geomancy has always been sort of difficult for me too. When I tried to get Constance to do it for the first time, she said, "Oh, I don't want to talk to a dirt oracle." But she did it anyway. And I said, "Well, that's pretty disrespectful, but maybe don't call it a dirt oracle." Anyway, and it came up Rubius in the first figure that we drew, and that in sort of classic interpretation books, as if you get Rubius at the very first, stop. They don't want to talk to you today, you know. And but anyway, so yesterday, well, over the years, especially after many years of working with the Enochian elemental part of Enochian magic, I could sort of satisfactorily wrap my meat brain around the structure and the essence of elemental magic, whether it be fire, water, air, and earth. And yesterday I sort of shared with you that the fifth Enochian call, as applied, for the last couple hundred years, or since Golden Dawn and Crowley anyway, have been used to awaken, if you will, the elemental forces. And I went through a little ritual yesterday, and I actually did the Enochian call for us all, that opened up the earth subangle of the elemental tablet of earth. And the pentagram that I was showing you today kind of utilizes the angelic personages of Nanta off the Tablet of Union, and Osank, the cherub of Earth of Earth, which in the tarot would be sort of the embodiment of the princess of discs. which is a very special thing. But anyway, so I just wanted to do a general divinatory that's heavy. I just wanted to do a general divinatory oracle for us all. And just call it a Mother Earth oracle for Earth Day. And as sort of a, well, it's not cheating, but it is a shortcut. And I am a lazy man. And there's a classic almost yes/no simple answers to simple questions that have traditionally been used with geometry. Actually, this is sort of a printout of what I did on that clay there. See, the first 4 mother letters is what I determined with the clay there. Those are 4 geometric symbols. Now, notice it says head, neck, body, feet. Okay. From this, you create 4 daughters that are made up of mother head, mother necks, and mother feet. Then so now you got 8 geometric figures. Then you add up together mother 1 and mother 2 to form a nephew. And then you add together mother figure 3 and 4 and reduce and do a nephew. And that's number 10. And then over here, you do the same with the daughters to create nephew 11 and 12. Now, traditionally, especially in Renaissance magic and esoteric sciences, those 12 figures are then projected in various ways on a zodiacal wheel. And the geometric chart, there's sort of a classic Renaissance zodiac chart. The figures are placed in the houses or the zodiac signs, and then the answer is interpreted sort of like classic astrological chart. Well, not only am I a lazy guy, but I'm not much of an astrologer either. But astrologers who really are astrologers take one look at it and say, oh, well, that figure is ruled by Jupiter. And so they can sort of read it like a natal chart of the question and interpret it as such. And if I was a real hardcore geomantic divinator, that's the way I would do it. But no, I opt for that very simple way. And thanks to the suggestion of Stephen Skinner in this book, that's what I've done. And that's done by, you take nephews 9 and 10 and make a 13th figure, which is called the right witness. And then you take nephew 11 and 12 and make a left witness, and then you see how sloppy I am. So then you join the left witness and the right witness, and you make a judge. And that judge, influenced by a left witness and a right witness, sort of give you your answer. And here are sort of the generic questions. Okay. Will I have a long life, or he or she? Will I become rich? Should I undertake this project? How will the undertaking end? Is the expected child a boy or a girl? Are the servants or employees honest? I always want to know that. Will the patient soon recover from his or her illness? Will the lover succeed in getting his or her girl or guy? Will the inheritance be obtained? Will the lawsuit be won by me? Will I or he or she get the job? How will I or he or she die? Will the expected letter arrive? Will the voyage be successful? Will good news arrive soon? How or will the adversary be conquered? Now, what I've done, which no sane geomancy practitioner has suggested, was for in a case like this, where I don't have a specific question, although I do want to know things like, what can I do to help you, Mother Earth? Or are you going to let us live? Is humanity going to go extinct? There's all sorts of questions that I could ask. None of them specifically are among those that I just listed to you. But I went ahead and did the chart itself. And I came up with the left and right witness, both the geomantic figure of conjunctio. And when conjunctio and conjunctio are added together and reduced, they give the judge the figure populus. Okay. Now, populus is, hang on here, is a pretty damn good people gathering, but yeah, people, okay, and it's one of the lunar. Via is the other figure for Luna, so it's two aspects of the moon, and it's people. It's sort of an indifferent kind of lunar thing, but the moon has so long been seen in partnership with the Earth that I thought it was pretty significant. But what I did was put in the 10th house of astrology, it's the mother, but it's also associated with weather. Okay. Ambition, career, social status, government, and medical treatments and things like that. So I put populus and looked at it as if that was the 10th house. But even more so, because of the 10th house took care of all of that stuff, I took number 10 right there and put it in the 10th house. That's Letitia, which is Jupiter, and which is a really fortunate, happy, totally surprised me to have such a beneficent figure in the 10th house. So instead of me trying to limit the answer to one or two houses, this is how populus, as a figure, as a judge, is interpreted in all 16 of those questions. And that's going to be the oracle I leave with you. If question number 1, let's see, I'll put it here. If I was going to ask the Earth a question that somehow relates to will I or he or she, let's just say it's the Earth we're talking about, will he or she have a long life? The answer, if the judge is populous and the witnesses are both conjunctio, the answer for this long life is average length. That's comforting. Second one, will she become rich? 2, tolerable. Should I undertake this project? Now, this is sort of dumping it back into my lap, and for me, it'd be my personal efforts at conservation or working to fix what's hurting the Earth. Should I undertake this project? Answer, will turn out truly. 4, how will the undertaking end? Good. 5, is the expected child a boy or a girl? Now, I'm not sure how we would project that onto this general message from Mother Earth, but here's the answer. Is the expected child a boy or a girl? A son. 5 or 6, are the servants or employees honest? Good. I'm beginning to think this is such a happy, positive thing. I want to say, but look at what's going on. But anyway, will the patient soon recover from his or her illness? Dies. Eight, will the lover succeed in getting his girl or guy? He will obtain her. That's how it's, you got to remember this is Renaissance-y kind of stuff. Will the lover succeed? Okay. Will the inheritance be obtained? And we can go all sorts of ways with that one. Settlement with the opponent. 10. Will the lawsuit be won by me? 10. Settlement. 11. Will I, he, she get the job? Fortunate in the mercantile business. Will, let's see, how will I or he or she die? Natural. Will the expected letter arrive? The letters will arrive. Will the voyage be successful? Tolerable. Will good news arrive soon? Tolerably good. Will the adversary be conquered? Settlement. Now, I don't know if that makes any sense to you, or if it's one of those things like Rabbi Lamed Ben Clifford says, if you look hard enough at anything, you'll eventually see everything. Whatever it is, I hope you at least enjoyed or was interested in the technical gymnastics of a geomantic divination. And I hope that instead of just sitting around and doing magical things, that you actually go out and try to do something that would make the earth proud of your activities on this one day of the year that we celebrate her health and existence. That's it for today. Continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other, and I'll see you tomorrow for Sunday school. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love and will.